All right, hi everyone. So I have been at a couple of conferences over the last month or two on regenerative medicine, and there's a continual theme that keeps coming up, which is something that I talk a lot about, and I feel like a broken record sometimes talking to patients about it. But I realize with people, that are just living their lives and that aren't in this every day, right? They're not hearing it all the time. So here it is again. PRP, or platelet rich plasma, is essentially a meaningless term today, because people are sold these treatments and doctors use treatments and they call it PRP for anything that's basically a plasma product made from your own blood. Now the problem is the letter R in PRP, right? R is for rich. That means it is enriched platelets from your own plasma. Now, we know with fairly high levels of certainty that there is a threshold required of PRP concentration, right, which translates to total platelet dose, that if you're below it, there's simply no reason to believe that you'll have a consistently positive effect, right? And I believe that what most people are getting and what most doctors are injecting is not enriched, right? There's not enough there's not enough enrichment to qualify to even call the thing PRP, right? I'm at these conferences, the speakers themselves, the people who have been chosen to share their knowledge and speak are talking about using PRP that is 3 to 4x, right? So 3 to 4 times multiplied over baseline, right? Now, first of all, the multiplication system is useless because people start at very different concentrations, right? You can start at 150, you can start at 300,000. And if you 4x, right, the 300,000 versus the 150,000 are in very different places as an end product, right? So forget about multiplication. What is the platelet dose? Like, that is the thing that matters. That is the thing that the evidence shows is the delineating factor when you take enough of these in aggregate, right? You need to be getting over a minimum threshold of platelet concentration, and therefore with a subsequent amount of milliliters injected, a total platelet dose. Most doctors do not know how much they're injecting into their patients' joints, right? And so that, first off, I mean, even if they're doing it correctly, right, and they're selling you PRP, they can't tell you the number, right, because they're not testing it and they're not doing quality control, right? They're basically just trusting the salesperson of the PRP kits that they bought from, right? That's a huge problem, right? You're paying out of pocket for these treatments, right? And they work incredibly well, and they're worth every dollar when they're done correctly, right? What's not acceptable is for you to be paying for something with enrichment, right, with the R in PRP, and what you're actually getting is a platelet poor plasma, but neither you or your doctor know, because the doctor doesn't test it. They don't know how to make PRP. They're being sold something that they're selling to you, and it's 2.5x, which means you're getting 6 billion platelets in your knee, which is under, or not even 6 billion, 4 billion platelets, which is under the therapeutic threshold. Whereas when you come here, I know exactly the number of platelets you're getting. The average knee patient in our clinic is getting 12 billion platelets per injection, right? We believe around 8 billion is the minimum threshold, right? So everyone is getting over the minimum threshold. Most people are getting well beyond that, and we have not found the ceiling yet, right? So more is better. We need a higher dose of platelets, especially in more severe cases. If the place where you have gotten PRP or where you are considering getting it done does not take seriously that R, the rich part, right? And they aren't making it, they can't tell you how they make it, and they don't know the number because they aren't testing it, you need to come somewhere else, like Cascade Regenerative Medicine, where we are going to be testing your blood before, making PRP properly, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10x multiplication. But again, the X doesn't matter. What matters is the total platelet dose. We're getting you to 2 million platelets per microliter, which is 2 billion per milliliter. And you need to test what you're getting injected. Again, you're paying good money for these things. You should know how much you're getting. It's the year 2025. There's simply no excuse. If the person that you're seeing doesn't do it because they're not specialized or they don't do enough of it, then come see someone who only does it and does it every day. So there's my rant on PRP. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.